Hello friends! Virtual Book Club for Kids is back. We are going to be starting with the second installment of the Hello Neighbor series because the first one was so successful. So I trust you have read the first book with me. If not, go back to the first installment of Virtual Book Club where we read the first book and listen to that, and then you can catch up with this later. But for now, we're going to dive right in with the prologue. And I'm super excited, so let's get started. I'm running so fast the pine needles barely pierce my feet. It doesn't matter though. Whatever's behind me is gaining. I can hear its breath catching in its throat, the delicious scream it's dying to let fly once it has me in its grasp. I pump my arms harder, leaning forward into the dark thicket of trees. Twisting blackberry vines reach for my ankles and tear at my shins with their thorns. The leaves are slick with fresh rain and my feet keep slipping, but I can't stop. I have to get there first. Over the snarls and grunts of the thing that pursues me, I finally hear it. The faint, tinny sound of carnival music. I'm close. Just above the tree line, I spy the shadow of a Ferris wheel basket. I press on and pick up speed, tumbling through a clearing and clambering into the rocking Ferris wheel car. I shut the door tight. A split second before the beast slams into the side, sending my car swinging as I rise up, up, up. I'm above the forest now, and I can see every charred remnant of the Golden Apple amusement park. For a moment, I see it as it was. Freshly painted signs and polished rides, the sounds of kids squealing and people laughing, their joyful cries carried high on a breeze that turns quickly to a cold chill once I'm at the peak of the Ferris wheel's cycle. But when I look down, I see I'm no longer in an enclosed cage. I'm in a grocery cart, its metal grid pressing icy impressions into the backs of my legs. I look through the cart's slats at the park, its brightness corroded in oily residue and angry graffiti. The beast that chased me here is nowhere to be found, but something else catches my eye. A glint of metal just beyond the crooked trees at the edge of the park. I wait until I'm low and let the cart tip me into the ground, leaving behind the canned carnival tune, edging past the decaying wood and distorted, shadowy remains of popcorn booths. Beyond the mechanical graveyard stands the skeleton of the rotten core roller coaster, one lonely car at its apex, the rest of the cars missing. The dead ride looms impossibly tall in the dark of this long night, and now is when I want to wake up. Wake up, Nicky, this isn't real. But that's never worked before, and somehow I know that definitely won't work tonight, because somewhere in the wreckage of the rotten core is a secret I'm supposed to uncover. I just want to go home, I say aloud, even though there's no one here to answer. The beast has wandered elsewhere in search of me. The park, long silent to the pleas of frightened kids. The gleam that enticed me from the Ferris wheel and towards the roller coaster winks at me again, and this time I see exactly where it's coming from. Directly under the tree where they found Lucy Yee after the accident, her body curled tight at the bottom of the roller coaster car. I walk toward it slowly, certain that whatever lured me here needs to be found. But I don't want to find it. The moonlight makes the metal glow silver, but I know the bracelet I'm looking at. The delicate chain with its dancing apple charm isn't silver, it's gold. I crouch to look at it, turn the charm over in my shaking hand, but I already know the inscription that I'll find there. Golden Apple, Young Inventors Club. I pull the bracelet from the dirt and expect it to come free, but it catches on something underneath. I pull harder. The bracelet won't budge. I swipe at the dirt beside it and try to find what it's caught on, and the ground around it grows softer. Soon I'm moving clumps of mud from the chain threaded through my fingers. I pull one last time on the chain, and to my horror, a pale hand pries free from the dirt. It grasps me hard by the wrist, and I try to break away, but its grip on me is fierce. I lean back, and it leans with me, pulling itself from the bowels of the park. Its arm emerges first, bent at an unnatural angle, then another arm to match it. It grips me harder. Its mud-caked fingers press so deep into my skin, I think my wrist might break. The other hand palms the ground, looking for leverage to bring the rest of whatever lies beneath the surface. "Help!" I scream, but it's no use. The thing is coming, and there's no stopping it now. Its head begins to rise, brown sludge and worms and beetles sliding away from its smooth, pale face. Just as it lifts its head to mine, it reaches its other arm for me. Okay, that was the prologue of Waking Nightmare, the second book of Hello Neighbor. Alright guys, I'm going to follow up with chapter 1, but it's going to be its own video, so hang tight. We're going to do both, but it's going to be its own video. So this has been the prologue. Thanks for watching, and see you in just a sec.